I'm here today with Dennis. My name is Rusty Mel. I'm your 2025 Space Coast Association President. Dennis, why don't you tell us who you are and why you're here today?
My name is Dennis Basile, and I've applied to run for a director of the Space Coast Association of Realtors.
Excellent. Well, we'll just jump right in. What do you think the main challenges facing our association are, and how would you respond to those challenges?
I think the main challenge into the future for NAR is probably from the Department of Justice. Maybe not under this administration, but I think the Department of Justice has proved that they're not necessarily our friends in the past. I know it's not something that a lot of our members know about, but it has been a problem for many, many years. They just don't like the way realtors work, I believe. And what to do about it? You really can't do anything about it. We just need to respond when they come show their face.
Excellent. All right. Will you support positions taken by the Space Coast Association Realtors Board of Directors, even if you oppose those positions when they are being considered and debated by the Board of Directors?
Of course. Always have, always will.
All right. In your opinion, what should the association emphasize during the next 2 years?
I think we just need to continue doing what we're doing. I think we've got a great association right now. And I don't see many things that really need to be changed. There are things that President Rusty has kind of pushed this year, economic development and being more involved with the local community. And I think that's working extremely well. I think we should continue doing that.
All right. Describe in your own words your perception of the role of the Board of Directors and the reason you feel qualified to serve in this position.
Role of the Board of Directors is actually, in my opinion, to protect the organization, the corporation. That's what any Board of Directors does. Along with that, we have constituents, our customers that are our members. So our goal is to make our customers more successful and also to be sure that the organization continues into the future.
All right. So in closing, please emphasize or summarize why you're running and if there's anything else you'd like us to know about you.
Okay. Well, I think that one of the reasons I'm running is I've been a president twice, once in 1996, once in 2019, I believe it was 19. And I've been on the Board of Directors on and off for many, many, many years. I started as a member of this association in 1973, and I was blessed in having a mentor that told me, who was a past president, that told me that I should be involved because the organization's a great organization and it supports our efforts in business. I've served on many committees. I would say probably the one committee that I'm proudest of is I was chair of the merger committee when we merged with the Melbourne Association with the Space Coast Association. That had been tried many times in the past and we finally got it done. I'm a Realtor Emeritus. I've been a Realtor member of this association for 53 years and I'm still actively involved. I also consider myself a real estate generalist. I do commercial, residential, property management, appraising. I've done development. So whenever we have something that comes up in front of the board, I normally have information concerning that and can respond to it. I've also done a lot of legal work for attorneys and judges in town, and that has provided me with enough information to understand the legal system as it affects us as an association.
Excellent.
And that's it.
Dennis, thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Rusty.
Appreciate it.
You're doing a great job.
I'm here today with Michelle. We're at the Space Coast Association Realtors. My name is Rusty Mel. I'm your 2025 president. And Michelle, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us why you're here today.
I am Michelle Cervi, and I am running for the Board of Directors.
Excellent. Well, I've got a couple questions for you. And the first one is, what do you think the main challenges facing our association are, and how would you respond to those challenges?
I think the main issue that I've seen was member engagement. I think that would be one of my goals, along with the Rocket Pass, would be to just encourage people, let them know what we do here, and maybe have them just come and check it out. And you never know, we'll have fun. And
Okay, excellent. Member engagement. Okay. The second question is, will you support positions taken by the Space Coast Association of Realtors, the Board of Directors, even if you oppose those positions when they are being considered and debated by the Board of Directors?
yes, definitely.
Excellent. All right, in your opinion, what should our association emphasize during the next 2 years?
The next 2 years, I was thinking maybe bridging the gap between membership and leadership. Sometimes people think that the leadership is a little bit lofty and unattainable. So I think showing them that we're just real people and we're just the same. We all put our pants on the same, but that we're approachable.
Okay, excellent. I like that. All right, and describe in your words your perception of the role of the Board of Directors and the reason you feel qualified for this position.
Well, I think leadership is about listening, building community, and I think that since I'm the president of my HOA, I kind of do that, and making neighborhood organizing events, and I think I could bring that same heart to the board.
That can be fun. In closing, can you summarize why you're running for the board, or anything else you'd like to share with us?
Well, after being on the Leadership Academy in 2024, that kind of put in my heart that I wanted to reach out and do more here at the association and share my experience with the members.
Excellent. Well, thank you. Appreciate you coming in, taking time out of your day to come in and sit with us.
Well, thank you for having me.
I'm here today with Niccole. My name is Rusty Mel. I'm your 2025 Space Coast Association President. Niccole, why don't you tell us why you're here today and who you are?
My name is Niccole Febres-Cordero, and I am here because I'd like to be a director here at our local association.
Excellent. Well, let's just jump in. What do you think the main challenges facing our association are, and how would you respond to those challenges?
I think the main challenge right now at our association is member participation. So one of the things I think that would be really powerful is for us to be a little louder as a leadership team and get into the brokerages and engage with the agents and the brokers to encourage them to come and see all the hard work that you guys are doing here behind the scenes.
Excellent. All right. And would you support positions taken by the Space Coast Association of Realtors Board of Directors, even if you oppose those positions when they're being considered and debated by the Board of Directors?
Absolutely. I think you have to have a healthy discussion in order to come to a good resolution, and you put everyone together and they can work it out. We'd be able to do that.
Excellent. All right. In your opinion, what should the association emphasize during the next 2 years?
So in the next 2 years, I think going back to member participation, helping increase, turnout at the various events, both here at the board, and I think getting engagement amongst the agents in the community. So in, local municipalities, at the county level, state level, I think encouraging that would be great. And I also think spreading knowledge about what realtors do and why they're important for the consumer and all the things that we advocate for. I don't think people know. So
excellent. So describe in your own words your perception role of the Board of Directors and the reasons you feel qualified to serve on that.
So you guys have a huge responsibility to not only advocate for the membership here locally, but spreading that to the state and national level. So that's really incredible. And also you bring back information that you hear at those levels to our local board, so then we are in the know of what's happening before it's really happening. So that's huge. And the reason I want to be a part of it is I've always been a worker bee. I always like to know what's going on, to get things and be a part and contribute. And so I've always wanted to, and this is the first time I'm kind of jumping in and saying I want to see at a higher level what's going on.
I like that. All right, in closing, please summarize why you're running, if there's anything else you'd like us to know. You kind of talked about some of that, but is there anything else you'd like us to know about you?
Well, I'm an empathetic person. I'm a hard worker, and certainly I advocate for the little ones, so to speak. And in my role right now in real estate, I'm always helping grow and see people succeed and meet their goals. So I would love to be a part of the board and do the same thing.
Excellent. Well, thank you for being here today.
Thanks for
Appreciate
having
it.
me.
Good afternoon. Thank you for being with us today. I'm here with Deb. My name is Rusty Mel. I'm with the Space Coast Association Realtors. I'm your 2025 president. Deb, would you like to introduce yourself and why you're here?
I'm Deb Henderson, and I am here as a candidate running for the board of directors for Space Coast Association of Realtors.
Excellent. Well, thank you for being here today. We'll jump right in. What do you think the main challenges facing our association are, and how would you respond to those challenges?
So the main challenges, I believe, are going to be continuing education with our board. We need member engagement. We need to have some quality education that brings our members out away from their offices, and something quality enough to bring them in that we can learn together and just kind of raise our bar.
Okay, excellent. And will you support positions taken by the Space Coast Association Realtors Board of Directors, even if you oppose those positions when they are not being considered and debated by the board?
Yes, of course.
In your opinion, what should our association emphasize during the next 2 years?
As I said before, I think we should be looking at member engagement, just retaining our members, and also a higher level of education, bringing it in, doing it here, whatever we need to do. Just engaging our members, it's education and engagement.
Okay, that sounds good. Describe in your own words or your perception of the role of the board of directors and the reason you feel qualified to serve in this position.
Okay, well, I am currently on the board of directors, so the role of a director with our board, you know, we're here to support the association and the members of our association. We've had a lot of great successes over the last 3 years, and my goal is to come back and continue that. I feel like there's still a lot of work to be done. So again, with my comments about education, I don't just practice or say that, I practice what I preach. I do a lot of continuing education. So I'm really believing that that's the focus. I want to go there.
Excellent. All right. In closing, if you'd like to summarize why you're running or anything else we don't already know.
Okay. So I think I just mentioned that I'm already a current board of directors member. The reason that I would like to come back is that I believe that there's still a lot of work to be done. We have a lot of different things that get thrown at us every year, and every year has its challenge. I feel like I'm educated on what those things have been, and I'm not worried about stepping into the next year of it because I've kind of seen what's been going on. So I'm excited about coming into the next term.
Excellent. Well, thank you for being here today. Good luck with everything. We appreciate it. Thank you for being here today. I'm sitting here with Thomas. My name is Rusty Mel. I'm your 2025 Space Coast Association President. And Thomas, why don't you tell us who you are and why you're here today?
Well, I'm Thomas Highsmith, and I'm running for the board of directors.
Excellent. Well, thanks for being here. What do you think the main challenges facing our association are, and how would you respond to those challenges?
I think our biggest challenge is involvement from all our members. And that's something that we're going to always face, is involvement from everybody. It's the 80-20 rule. You're going to always have 20% of people doing 80% involvement. But that's just something that we have to understand, that's something we're going to always go through. We need to kind of just offer things and just continue doing what we're doing, because we're doing a great job offering the things that we do. It's just getting the word out in other avenues, maybe not just by email, but people need to look on their social medias. People need to see other things so they can get more involved, because involvement is really important.
Excellent, excellent. Will you support the positions taken by the Space Coast Association Realtors Board of Directors, even if you oppose those positions when they are being considered and debated by the board?
Yes, I will.
Excellent. Well, that was quick and easy answer. In your opinion, what should our association emphasize during the next 2 years?
The next 2 years, I think we need to really look at education. I think education is important. Education and communication. Because our job is about communication. Because we're communicating with our buyers and our sellers. We're communicating with the lenders. We're communicating with the John Q public. We're communicating. So we need to be able to have those type of skills, those communication skills, because a lot of people lack those. And the way that we get better with them is by educating people. We need to educate our realtors and let them understand that hey, this is how we do things. This is how we make things work. But a lot of people think they know it all, and we all do. I think I know it all the time. So, but I think we just need to be, it's about education and communication, definitely.
Excellent, thank you. Describing your own perception of the role of the board of directors and the reasons you feel qualified to serve in that position.
Well, I think the board of directors is the overarching body. They're the ones that, you know, it comes down to them to make the decisions. And the reason that I think I'm qualified, because I've been in similar roles and throughout my military career, throughout my adult life, I've been on several boards. I've done several leadership things. So I think that I could bring a wealth of knowledge. I'm not saying I know it all, but I could bring a different perspective.
Excellent. Okay. In closing, can you summarize why you're running and anything else you would like to share about or we should know about you?
Okay. The reason that I'm running because I think it's just adding a different voice, adding a different opinion to the Space Coast Association of Realtors, having a different view sometimes, you know, because a lot of times, you know, you get people who kind of share the same views, but sometimes it's good to have something, mix it up a little bit. It's like making a cake. You put all the different ingredients in it and you make it work. So, and I think that's what's important. I think we need to be able to mix it up a little bit and make that cake something different. Instead of the same old pound cake, let's make a German chocolate cake. Let's make something better, you know? So, excellent. And I think that's the thing that we need to do. And I just think that I can add that extra value to it. So,
well, excellent. Well, thank you for being here today, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And good luck with everything.
All righty.
I'm here today with Elise. My name is Rusty Mel. I'm your 2025 Space Coast Association President. Elise, why don't you tell us who you are and why you're here today?
Hi, my name is Elise Johnson, and I am a candidate for the Association Board of Directors here at SCAR.
Excellent. Well, we'll just jump in. What do you think the main challenges facing the association are, and how would you respond to those challenges?
I would say the main challenge is communication to not only the members of the association, but to real estate agents who maybe aren't a member of the association, who we want to bring in, and then also just to the community in general to share a little bit about what the association does for its members and the community. Because I've been a member for 5 years, and it wasn't until recently that I realized what it is in a full picture.
Okay. And then, will you support positions taken by the Space Coast Association of Realtors Board of Directors, even if you oppose those positions when being considered and debated by the board?
Yes, absolutely. It's important to hear all viewpoints, and once the board comes to a decision of what's going to represent the association as a whole in the best way, to stand with that decision.
Excellent. In your opinion, what should the association emphasize during the next 2 years?
The next 2 years, again, I think it ties back to the communication. Realtors have had kind of a rough couple of years with the commission changes, and anyone who's a realtor has been in Facebook groups, and they see there can be a negative connotation that comes with that. So I think getting out into the community in front of people and sharing with them that we're more than just trying to sell homes and make a commission on them.
All right. So describe in your own words your perception of the role of the board of directors and the reason you feel qualified.
So the role of the board of directors is to evaluate the needs of the members and take a look at what's going on in the community, not only our local community, but in the state as well, to decide stances on how the board can take a position and go to, for example, the state representatives and support things that will benefit us as an industry. This past year I participated in Leadership Academy, and one of the things that really stood out to me was we went to Tallahassee for some meetings with our representatives, and we spoke about Hometown Heroes and how that needs more funding. And it was really cool to see that our representation of that to the representatives really pushed that through, hopefully, and now it's been refunded.
All right. So in closing, please summarize why you're running or anything else you'd like to share with us. Maybe that we don't already know.
So I think I mentioned earlier that I have been a member of the association for 5 years. And I really just recently had kind of a new awareness of what it is we do here, or what the board and the association does here. So I really want to be a part of that. It's much bigger than just selling houses. And I think I can be a benefit to the board because besides real estate, I do have an extensive background in business management and operations. I grew a major retailer from 2 stores to over 500 stores internationally. And I think just bringing a little bit of business acumen will be a benefit.
Excellent. Well, thank you for being here today.
Thank you so
Appreciate it.
much.
Thank you for joining us today. I'm here with Leonor. My name is Rusty Mel. I'm your 2025 Space Coast President, Association Realtors. And Leonor, why don't I have you introduce yourself and tell us why you're here today?
My name is Leonor Kryla, and I am here today because I'm running for a board seat.
Excellent. Well, I'll just jump right in. What do you think the main challenges facing our association are, and how would you respond to those challenges?
I would say it's engagement, and I've had a little time to think about how to respond to these challenges, and I'm thinking maybe meeting people where they are. So sometimes people don't understand what the benefits are of participating in things that are offered by the board, and maybe going to them and explaining how this is beneficial to them and getting them to come on board.
Excellent. All right. And will you support positions taken by the Space Coast Association of Realtors of the Board of Directors, even if you oppose those positions when being considered and debated by the board?
Yes, definitely a united front at all times.
Excellent. Short and sweet. In your opinion, what should the association emphasize during the next 2 years?
I always think it's education. It's always education. The more we know, the better we do.
Excellent. All right. Describe in your own words the perception of the role of the Board of Directors and the reasons you feel qualified to serve.
So in my own words, it is representing the association, serving the membership of the association, which is all the realtors and affiliated members. And I feel that I am qualified to do that because I would consider myself very diplomatic. And so I like to listen to people's perspectives and just kind of see how those things can be bridged together with the organization.
Excellent. Very good. And then in closing, basically, please summarize, why you're running, or if there's anything else you'd like to share about yourself that we don't know.
So I think it's time. I've been in this business for 20 years, here in Florida for approximately 10 years. And I've just kind of been doing my own thing or working within my brokerages. And I think it's time to serve the greater membership and to have a voice and to represent, because I have interacted with so many realtors and so many members, and I feel that I can kind of be a voice for them.
Excellent. Well, that's all we got for you. Thank you for being here today. And
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you for being here today. I'm sitting here with Dawn. My name is Rusty Mel. I'm your 2025 Space Coast Association President. Dawn, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Dawn Ostovich, and I am running for the Board of Directors because I'd like to make a difference in our association.
Excellent. What do you think the main challenges facing our association are, and how would you respond to those challenges?
I feel the biggest challenge we face is member engagement. I think the key to helping that and get it on the right path is in getting our brokers to be engaged and involved, because if we can get our brokers involved, we can get our agents involved.
Excellent. Will you support positions taken by the Space Coast Association Realtors Board of Directors, even if you oppose those positions when they were being considered and debated by the Board of Directors?
Absolutely. We are one voice, so when the board votes on something, and whether I disagree or agree, it should be supported as a whole.
Excellent. In your opinion, what should the association emphasize during the next 2 years?
As I said, member engagement, that's a big one. I also am very passionate about RPAC and getting the word out to all of our membership how important RPAC is to us, realtors, and our industry.
Okay. Describe in your own words your perception of the role of the Board of Directors and the reasons you feel qualified to serve in this position.
We are the voice of the membership. That's what the board is for, and I feel qualified because I have served on many Board of Directors for nonprofits and property management committees as well.
Excellent. In closing, please summarize why you're running and anything else you would like us to know about you.
Well, as I said, I'm running hopefully to make a difference, to get more members involved. show the importance of the association and what it can do for all of us as realtors and in our industry. And that's really the main reason why I'm running for board of
Excellent.
directors.
Well, thank you for being here today. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Bye.
Very nice. We're here today with Pat. My name is Rusty Mel. I'm your 2025 Space Coast Association Realtors President. Pat, you want to tell us why you're here today and who you are?
Yes, I'm Pat Padrick, Patricia Padrick. I am also here to run as a member of the Board of Directors. I'm very honored to have the opportunity to do this, and I'm looking forward to hopefully being one of the candidates that's elected.
Excellent. Well, we'll just jump right in. What do you think the main challenges facing our association are, and how would you respond to those challenges?
Right now, I think one of the biggest challenges we have is all the changes that are going on in the real estate community, not just here locally, but all over. We have a lot of changes. I've been in real estate for a little over 30 years, so I've seen a lot of the peaks and valleys and a lot of the changes, and we have to adapt. One of the things that I would like to see, particularly, for instance, when you have a brand new agent, they don't have any bad habits yet. So I want to make sure that they know the right way, the professional way, and the proper way to do business. That's what I would like to see. I would like to see also that they feel comfortable contacting members of the board, that they can go to them and say, you know, hey, how do you do this? How can you help me? And that we're here to do that.
Excellent. I like it. Okay, will you support positions taken by the Space Coast Association Board of Directors, even if you oppose those positions when they are being considered and debated by the Board of Directors?
Absolutely. There's a lot of great people that are sitting on the board with a lot of education behind them too. And if it happens to be that we don't agree, then we agree to disagree.
No problem. All right, in your opinion, what should the association emphasize during the next 2 years?
What I think that I would like to emphasize more, the two things actually. One is communication to the public. I don't think the public realizes what all we do to give back. So I would like to see more things brought to that attention. And the other thing that I would like to see, or that I would like to work on, is that I want the members to know that they can come to us as leaders, because that's what we are. We're the leaders here. For the professionalism and also our integrity and our experience, that they can come to us and feel comfortable saying, hey, I need to talk to a board of director person because I need your opinion or your advice on how to handle something. I want them to feel like that open communication is there.
Excellent. All right. Describe in your own words your perception of the role of the board of directors and the reason you feel qualified to serve.
Well, the biggest reason I feel qualified to serve, I think, is the fact that I've had over 30 years of experience, and I have been through a lot of the changes. You know, we have to adapt to them, and I feel like along with that experience, it gives me the opportunity to help with the leadership. I've also served on the professional standards committee for quite some time. I was also the chairman of professional standards, so I feel like I can offer not only the professionalism but integrity to the board.
Excellent. I like it. All right. In closing, would you summarize why you're running, or anything else maybe you didn't elaborate on you'd like to share with us?
Well, I've had a passion for real estate. I've still been looking for a real job for a long time, but I've always had a passion for real estate and for working with people. And I think that this is just one more step that I can do to work not only with the community, but to show my expertise as a realtor. I think that's something that, again, the community is sometimes lacking, and that, you know, this is a way that I can promote that we are professional people in our jobs and what we do.
Excellent.
So,
well, thank you so much.
thank you, Rusty.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
Good luck with everything.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Sheena, thank you for being with us today here at the Association of Realtors. My name is Rusty Mel. I'm your 2025 President of Space Coast. And let's just start off and jump right in and ask some questions. Why are you here today with us? And tell us
So my name is Sheena Patterson, and I'm here running for Board of Directors. And thank you for having me too, Rusty.
Thank you for running. What do you think the main challenges facing our association, and how would you respond to the challenges?
So I think one of our main challenges to me would be the realtors are not coming up here enough. I feel like our realtor community is really big and they're not really active on our committees, on our boards. I've been a part of a lot of committees and I'm noticing it's not a lot of attendance, or it's like last minute things. So I think one of the things that we can take to action is being out more in the community and pulling onto our personal realtors, you know, with the association by reaching out to them and formally introducing ourselves. Even if we're doing transactions together, making sure that they know about the different things that's offered here at the Board of Realtors.
Try to up the level of engagement.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Very nice. Will you support the positions taken by the Space Coast Association Realtors Board of Directors, even if you oppose those positions when they're being considered during debate?
Yes, I definitely would, and the reason for that is just because it may not fit you at that moment, or you may not understand it or see the purpose of it, it doesn't mean that there is not a purpose, right?
Correct.
I think that's what makes us beautiful, is that we all come from different things and different facets of life, and you know, different things that may come up. You know, I want to make sure that I'm there supporting everybody, and in the same, they're doing the same for me.
Very nice. Support the majority.
Yeah.
Very nice. In your opinion, what should the association emphasize in the next 2 years?
Again, definitely honing in on grabbing realtors that are a part of the board. You know, I mean, we pay a lot of money in fees. So I don't understand why, you know, they don't want to be as active, but also getting a little more in the community. I know that we're out there as much as possible, but because we're low in numbers, I feel like we could get out there more if we're higher in numbers. So being able to grab those realtors, because I feel like we're all in the community doing something, but sometimes we do need to come to the board and say, hey, let's include the board and make it even bigger.
Nice. Okay. So in your own words, what is your perception or role of the Board of Directors and the reason you'd feel qualified to serve?
Yeah, so the Board of Directors, first of all, I feel like the Board of Directors are, I feel like when I come around the Board of Directors, at first I feel intimidated with the name Board of Directors, but then when I get around them, I'm like, they are cool, like, they're a cool gang. But I feel like them being, Board of Directors is, their job is to be out there with being able to educate, right? Educate our realtors on the different changes that are happening. That's something that I feel like the Space Coast have done a really good job at, but there are areas that we can improve in. But again, it goes back to, it's gonna take a lot of us to be able to help out, you know, so.
Excellent. All right, and then one of the last questions here in closing, would you summarize kind of why, you mentioned it, but why you're running, if there's anything else that we should know about yourself, about you?
Yeah, so I'm very active in the community now. I'm in different liaisons of areas in the community, and I want to be able to represent as the Space Coast Board of Realtors with that community, because it looks better to me when we're out there boots on the ground. It looks better, and for me, I want to be able to grab those realtors, because I've done that where I'll call and say, hey, are you going to this at the Space Coast? Like, I didn't know what's going on. I'm like, well, it's in your email, but obviously you know how we are as realtors. We're not reading our emails, we're just like dumping them. So when I let them know, then they'll all like get together and be like, okay, let's get a table, you know. So it just makes it a little more engaging, and I just feel like it needs to be more engagement when it comes to our community, because it's not a big community, but it's a very impactful community to be so small.
Excellent.
So,
Well, thank you for being here today.
thank
It's
you
a
for
pleasure.
having me, Rusty.
All right, have a good afternoon.
All right, you too.